I think something that's really a sign of the times in 2026 is a lot of our celebrities. It's like they're looking worse and worse. They look like hell. They look like they're dying. And two celebrities that were in the news just now. Ariana Grande is a very well-known pop singer, and she released a video called Petals. And now there's all this stuff I'm seeing on the internet. I don't know if they're saying that she looked like a zombie or she looked anorexic, like she was just skin and bones. I mean, she's a small person to begin with, and they seem to be saying that she looked like she was unhealthy, looking like anorexic, and she's small to begin with. And the other one was Perez Hilton, who's a entertainment reporter. He reports on Hollywood. He reports on entertainment, and he happens to be homosexual. And and he had some kind of a mental health crisis. He was doing a live TikTok, and he had a meltdown, and um, and they thought he would do harm to himself. The cops there. He's now been hospitalized in a mental hospital. He's having a mental health breakdown of some kind. And he recently, Paris Hilton recently had gone viral over a religious experience that said that he had been closer to God, but then, you know, he's having a mental health thing with Paris Hilton. Another is probably Conor McGregor, the famous Irish UFC fighter who had this injury, and he's had a lot of problems. But him too, he's all of a sudden he's gotten religious. But then this last fight he had, he he was in really bad shape with his injury, and he went down, and he's a good fighter. He's a very tough guy, and he went down. Now, he didn't even make it the first round because they said he had this bad injury, and it was kind of a joke fight. It didn't even last one round. And so you can add Conor McGregor to the list. Like, he's had mental health problems as well. Like, all of our celebrities seem like, and Jim Carrey's another. That all of our celebrities look like or a lot of our celebrities look like they're looking worse and worse. They look like hell, a lot of them. And why are our celebrities looking worse and worse when these are rich and famous people? They've achieved the American dream. And so many of them, today's celebrities, look, every time you see them, they go on these talk shows, they look worse and worse. So many of them have had mental breakdowns. So many of them had all kinds of. Justin Bieber would be another one that's had all kinds of problems. A lot of times he looks like a homeless guy. He's wearing these baggy clothes. He's walking around Hollywood with these baggy clothes, looking like a homeless guy. And he's had all kinds of mental health problems. Justin Bieber would be another one to add to the list. I mean, there's been so many of them that have had mental health problems. And you go back to two of the biggest, most famous celebrities that ever lived, Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson. Now, when those two guys were young, they look nice looking, handsome guys when they first came onto the scene, and we turned them into freaks all the way to the day of death. If you take Elvis and Michael Jackson, we blew them up. We turned them into freaks and messed them up. They were all messed up at the end of their lives. Both of them were a mess, an absolute mess. And they were all messed up mentally and physically, messed up to their dying day because their fame did that to them, but we did it to them. Their fans, we did it to them by blowing them up so big, only to bring them down. I mean, just society did that to them by blowing them up that big and then bringing them down. And Elvis was pre-internet. There was no social media in the day of Elvis Presley. With Michael Jackson, there was social media, but not as big as it is today. And look what we did to them. Why are we crucifying our celebrities? Almost like a crucifixion. We're almost crucifying our celebrities. And the more of them look kind of like they're withering away. When, we're, they're at the advantage. They're the ones that have all the riches and money and fame. And yet they're blowing up and becoming train wrecks when really we're in better shape than they are. They have it all, but those of us at the bottom, like, we're physically healthier than them, mentally healthier than them, because they keep having these problems. But those of us on the bottom that are not on their level of status, we're actually in better shape than they are. We should not be jealous of them at all because we're in better shape than they are. They keep having these problems, and we don't have the kind of problems that they have. So it's almost like a curse to become a celebrity.